So let's discuss, before we find out what vectors actually are and how to define them and all that good stuff, why we need them. So the answer is we need vectors to handle multiple items in R, so anything more than one data point. Interesting data, of course, are usually made up of multiple items. Think of a vector, if you like, as a collection of observations or measurements of a single variable, a single object. So there's something you're interested in and you observe it again and again, and every time you make an observation you put it in a place, and the lineup of all those places makes the vector. An important condition for vectors is that all the entries of such a vector must be observations of the same type. So you cannot observe different things. Let's look at an example. And three examples, let's say three examples of such collections that could make up vectors, and let's say one should be numbers. I'm just going to type that here. So a vector, we want a vector of numbers, and what kind of qualities would constitute a vector of numbers? We want one vector of text, and we want one vector of logical values. And you know all of these. And now you might think of something. In class I'll ask you what it is, and here I have got some examples for you. So a vector made up of numbers would, for example, be the heights of all the students in the class. So I have an object, I name it as heights, student heights, and I assign to it a vector. This is done with the C symbol. The C symbol stands for collection or concatenation. And in it I put the numbers which correspond to the centimeter, to the heights of all the students in centimeters. So it could look like that. These are not actual measurements, just numbers I made up. I'm just going to do that for a few students, for 6 students, and that's it. And if I look up the object, I have to be faithful to the capitalization. S height will not be known, neither will it be S height or anything like that. I really have to use the name I defined. So capitalization is relevant. Oops, and that's also wrong because it's S heights, and that's recognized. And likewise, let's define a vector that consists of the names of some students, 6 students. Let's call it as names, and assign to it a vector consisting of observations of the names of some of the students that I can remember. These are students that I often see in the chat, and that's why I remember the names. Natalia, Adrian, I hope that's right, Andres, and Helena. Names of classmates. And I do that, and again, when I print it out, this is the vector. And you notice that the separation that tells R, now this is a new observation, here's a new observation, here's a new observation, as well as the fact that these are text variables, textual observations, doesn't transfer to the printout. Actually, the character identity does transfer, but the fact that there's a new observation every time doesn't. This, of course, is a display issue. I could display it in any old way I liked. And then let's do a third one. That's let's call it as male and assign to it a truth value, namely if this member of the class is male or not, like Vincent is male, Natalia is female, Adrian is male, Andres is male. Sorry, that's wrong. We wanted truth values. And Adrian is male, Andres is male, and Helena is female. Yeah, so we have, again, 3, 4, 5. Am I missing somebody? Oh no, I only have 5 values. That's fine. Okay. So, so these are 3 different type of vectors, and in order to check what R thinks about our observation or data type, we have plenty of variables that we have defined now, of objects, sorry. You can use a function called class. And you can look at the help page if you like. I'm going to do that again for class. And make this a little bigger. So, you know, the description here is a little unclear if you don't know this stuff. The usage is a little easier. Class of X value, but you remember what we are supposed to do is go to the bottom and look at some examples. So if X is 10, and then class of X will be numeric. Yeah, and this, what you see here, I've used this in class, is just a comment. Yeah, so let's do that. Let's exactly do this example, but let's use one of our, let's actually first do it on X, which we defined earlier, and that's a number. But let's look at our vector that's supposed to be numbers, class heights, and let's do the same trick and just add a comment after it. What is the type of S heights of this vector, of this object? The answer is numeric. And let's do the same thing with the other ones. So we have the names, same question, and the answer is it's a character vector, so text. The last one is S male. Let's see what that is. And the type is logical. So we have defined 3 vectors, numeric, character, and logical, and these are also the main important vector types in R.